Yeah, no problem. I'm ready now, Jess.
Great, me too. I'll just pop my camera on.
Okay.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Enactus Salford University Society session. Thank you so much to Mohammed and Maham for joining us and informing everyone about Enactus and a really exciting and enterprising student society. So I've got Paul Little with me, who will be able to introduce Mohammed and Maham. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. We really appreciate your attendance and your interest in the Enactus Society. Hopefully, some of you will have attended some of the social enterprise sessions today, and maybe that piques your interest a little bit, looking to find out a little bit more, or even it might be that you're a student looking to join a society. And it might be that you're looking to find the right one, or just find out a little bit more. And hopefully this will help you to explore a little bit more, and maybe even have a discussion with the two members of the Enactus Society we've got joining us today. Just quickly before I introduce them, I'll introduce myself. My name is Paul Little. I'm the Enterprise Advisor at the University of Salford in the Careers and Enterprise team. So basically, if anyone's looking to start an enterprise, whether that's a social enterprise or a small part-time business, or set something up for when they graduate, or even run a small sideline whilst they're studying at the university, I'm generally the first point of call for providing advice. So wayfinding, running some masterclass sessions and recording them to use LinkedIn Learning. Or it may be that some people just have an initial idea for a new charity or a business they want to discuss. So in that instance, we generally have a one-to-one enterprise meeting, and then we agree a course of actions and have ongoing meetings from then. Quite a lot of people go on to join the Excellent Launch campaign, one of those cohorts. The next one will be starting in October. Some people carry on until they're ready to launch the business, and we take them through various kinds of training and resources basically as we go. So if anyone's got any questions on enterprise or wants to organise a one-to-one meeting with me, just stick something in the chat and hang around until the end of this presentation, and I'll be available to answer any questions alongside the Enactus team about the specific presentation today as well. So without further ado, rather than me tell you about Enactus, I'd rather you hear it from the Enactus Society themselves. So we're really lucky to be joined by Mohammed and Maham today. So Mohammed and Maham, if I can let you take it away, and then I'll join at the end and maybe help to answer any questions.
Hi, thank you, Paul. Just setting up my video. Yeah, so my name is Mohammed. I'm a second year business and economics student, and my colleague is Maham, and she'll introduce herself too. Maham.
Hello, my name is Maham, as my colleague said, and I'm also a first year business and economics student. Go on.
Do you want to go on to the next slide?
Is this okay?
Yep.
Yep. So, welcome to Enactus. What Enactus is, we're a global network of students, academics, business leaders uniting to transform lives and shape a better and more sustainable world. Enactus teams develop economically, socially, and environmentally sustainable social enterprise projects to tackle the greatest challenge, which is facing society, and improve the quality of life for people in need. So what we do is, we see any social issues or anything like that, and we try to tackle them with solutions. We have a couple of projects that we're working on, and it's quite fun, to be honest. Enactus students also develop the skills, knowledge, and to succeed in becoming the next generation of entrepreneurial leaders and social innovators. Clearly, my reading skills have gone out the window, but let's continue. Shall we go on to the next slide? Thank you. Okay. So we have the UN Sustainable Development Goals, so such as poverty, ending hunger, spreading good health and well-being, giving quality education, gender equality. In total, there are 17, and they are on the screen. It's quite a lot. And what we do is we tackle one at a time. So right now, what we're doing is we're ending poverty in period priority, but we're also providing education within our university itself. So there's quite a few, and if you guys have any ideas on what we should do next year, or if there's any projects that you guys would like for us to tackle, then obviously we can do that as well. And moving on.
To Once a Month Society. What's the question? Are you guys linked to Once a Month Society at all? I don't know what that is, but I'm sure we can talk about it towards the end when we've got a Q&A, Emily. So yeah, well, like all societies, we do have a committee, and the committee I'm going to show you is this year's, and obviously we've already recruited and set up our committee for next year, but we do have some roles out, as you'll see. So our president is Jade. She's also a business and economics student, and she's a third-year student. Jade has been fantastic. She was sort of thrown into the role this year, which is with much of the rest of the team, but she's adapted to the challenges with it being all online. She's never met, I don't think, 99% of the team. We've all just seen each other's faces on the computer screens. She's just been fantastic. I can't praise her enough, and she's led the team. She's grown, as you'll see with the rest of the team members. And this opportunity as being president has opened up so many roles for her, so many opportunities. And if you do ever meet her, she'll tell you all about herself. Next that's me. I'm the vice president. I joined Enactus in April of last year, and I joined as a corporate relations executive, and now the role's changed to vice president of engagement. It's basically a role to link the team members with external stakeholders such as business partners, people within the community. Paul is one of our advisors, so the VP also engages with Paul. And then in September, as we started the team again, I moved into the role as vice president, where I was assisting Jade in all the duties. Recruitment was one of the big things I was doing this year, although it's not mainly my role, but because we struggled as a society in September with only 4 members, and in Actus you need members, you need students, you need fresh ideas. So this whole year we've been recruiting, and I'm very grateful to say that we managed to get up to 40 students by this month. Next, it's finance lead. So the treasurer is Musa. He's spent this whole year from Istanbul, and he's helped so much. He's a PhD student. Some of you guys might have seen him last year when he was running for one of the student office roles. But Musa's a great guy. Like I said, he's done this whole year from Istanbul, and he's been a massive help. And in general, all the PhD students, all the master's students, because of their experience, they've been very insightful. Next is Jennifer. So Jen is our marketing lead, and she's a master's student as well. And again, with Jen and Musa and the other students, they've given so much time, more than they even need to. Every week they've done more than their roles asked them to, and she's been taking over our Instagram, our Facebook, our press releases, and marketing us to the outside community. Next is Jasmine. So Jasmine's also a PhD student, and she's going to continue with us next year as well, but she will be in the vice president role. And Jasmine as well. She's helped Jade in recruitment. She's helped me in recruitment. She's helped with the press releases. And if any of you guys, I don't know if you are PhD students or master students, but we welcome you guys because we know that you've been through the education system. You might have seen issues in the community, in society that relate to the sustainable development goals that Maham was talking about. And you might have some ideas or just in general help us out. Next is Sam. So Sam joined us in October and he's in the army. Well, he came up with a project which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And he stepped up. He said, I want to be project leader, which we never had many people applying for these roles. He stepped up, and this year he's led the team to so much success, not just internal success, but externally. We've been handed awards, which you'll see later on as well, by Enactus UK for the projects that he's led. He's going to be our president next year, so I'm sure any of you guys that will join, you'll see him. Next is the other roles that we have. So Vice President of Engagement, which I talked about, is the role that I was in last year. And it's I think, in my opinion, it's one of the most vital roles alongside President and Vice President. Every month, you're expected to engage with business advisors, like I said, Paul's one. We have many business partners like Enterprise UK, Enterprise Rent a Car, sorry, EY, Sodexo, Unilever. All these people, all these companies have engagement officers dedicated to Enactus UK, and we engage with them, see how they can help us, how we can help them as well. Next is recruitment officer. So Maham was the recruitment officer this year, and she'll be moving on to finance, I think it is. We also have another new role, events officer. Because this year everything was online and we had no in-person engagement, there was no need for an events officer. But next year we do. An events officer will basically organize any social events, any trips, and we've got plenty of them planned out for next year. Fundraising officer, that was another important role this year. For one of our projects, we required fundraising. So that's quite an interesting role. And then obviously we have project lead and project co-leads. So they're not just two of them, but we have, for whatever projects that we have, if any person brings a project to us, obviously for those projects, we'll have a project lead and project co-lead. So there's no shortages of those roles. Next is, so our first project. We called it Code Pink, and this was the project Sam came up with in October. We identified a need for students and for people in general to tackle period stigma within young kids, so ranging from year 5s, year 6s, year 7s, year 8s. And we deliver lessons on periods and period products to young students. So I think we partnered with a school called Woodlands Primary, and Sam, our project lead, he recorded a video of himself talking about these issues. And we also had the students engage with us with regards to answering questions, how much they knew before they started the lessons and how much they knew afterwards. And so this project we started in October, and obviously we've developed as we've gone along. And I think we've just partnered with a new school a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully we want to develop this even further. So we went with this project to the Enactus UK finals, and we get feedback from the judges. And the whole project, all projects in general, are about improving, constant improvement. So hopefully if any of you guys take interest into this project, with any ideas you might be able to help us out. Sorry. Right. This one is called SATS. I don't know if you guys have seen the Instagram. Um, we might have had a few press releases. Sorry. We might have had a few press releases, but Salford Academic Tutors is a new project that we've started, or we're hoping to start, within the university. And at first, it's going to pilot within the business school. So we'll have student tutors teaching students, because we know it's the only way for students to engage. We've got massive classes of hundreds of students, especially online, and students feel neglected in some ways. They feel abandoned. And with this project, we can have either one-to-one sessions, or even small groups of threes, fours, and fives. It depends on whatever the students are comfortable with. And the tutors will teach whatever they're good at and whatever they want to do. And it's not like the tutees will be, what's the word? The tutees will feel that they're being taught by someone who understands them, and they'll also get academic help with regards to referencing and just general essay writing. So hopefully this will start within the next few months, and it's a paid project. So students will be paid, I think, the living wage. So it's quite a good opportunity to gain experience. And for those of you who need help, um, not just first years, but it'll also be second years and third years. So those of you who need help, they can get the help. Next is Enactus UK national competition. So this, at the beginning of the year, as I said, we only had 4 members in the society, and 2 of those were quite inactive. And we set ourselves a few goals, saying that we need to set up at least one project, we need to have at least 20 members, or whatever it was. Over the year, we've recruited 40 students, we've set up 2 projects, and one of those projects, Code Pink, we took it to the finals, we presented it to judges, and we won an award, the most improved team of the year in Enactus Salford. I think the judges and our advisors from Enactus UK saw the improvement that we made, saw the challenges that we overcame, and which is what Enactus is about. When you're presented with a challenge, how you overcome the challenge is proof of your personal skills. So this is the award that we won. Next, I will hand this over to Maham.
So, what will you get from joining Enactus? Firstly, we understand that COVID has because of COVID, we aren't going into university as much. And so it's a great way to meet people from all around the uni and country, because as Mohammed said before, Musa is from Istanbul and he was studying from Istanbul, and we got to know him. Obviously, we couldn't meet him on campus, but it's amazing that, we get to meet all these people. In Enactus itself, we've met quite a handful. Okay. Also, it is a faster and easier access to jobs and placements with Enactus partner organizations. Again, as we said before, we do have a lot of companies we work with, and it's just about, because we're only here to get a degree to get a job, let's be honest. So it does really boost the CV. Another thing is gaining skills such as leadership, project management, innovation, and teamwork. You need these skills for your CV, because when recruiters will look at them and it's just a great way. I mean, being honest, we are competing with each other a lot. With Enactus, you do have that step forward, you do have that little bit that puts you on edge compared to everyone. And at the end of the day, if you do help us all achieve things, awards and such, those go on your CV as well. At the end of the day, I think it is just about getting the job, isn't it? But also, you do get a community out of it, and it is a really fun way to spend time. We do have weekly meetings, and obviously, if you do have time, you can join. If you're busy, of course, you cannot. And there are people in second year, third year, doing PhDs who can help you with your own work as well. So we're just looking for students who want to build their careers, who want to change the world, of course, students who want to turn opportunity into action and create real business, real opportunities, and real changes. So if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. And we also have our social media sites. So we've got a website, we've got Instagram, and our email. Any questions?
Hello. Can you hear
Right,
me?
I think Emily asked a question.
Can you
Yeah,
hear
go on,
me?
Emily.
Sorry. Fab. Okay. So my question
Yeah, you
was,
can.
so I was looking to start a society about like fundraising, social action, and I'm really gutted that I haven't seen this one yet. And one of the people helping me start the society was talking about Once a Month, which is a society that aims to fundraise sanitary products once a month. I feel like that could be definitely a crossover between you guys. If for your
Right.
meeting. But
So
yeah, I
is
would
this
also like to
society in the
join the
university?
society, please. Yeah,
Sorry,
it's supposed to be starting this year.
okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm sure we can all have a chat about it and see how we can collaborate. And with regards to your um, weekly meetings, so this year, obviously, because it was online, we had a meeting every Wednesday at 7 p.m., 6, 7 p.m. But then as we grew as a society, we had more projects. So we had to have two meetings. So we'd have one at 6 to 7 and one 7 to 8. But I think because next year is going to be a new committee, I think Sam's got different ideas of how he's going to run the committee as well, the society. Uh, we will have different times for the projects, for the meetings. So it won't just be Wednesdays. It will be adapted to whatever the project members are able to do. So if you can't make Wednesdays at the moment, it's not a worry because I'm sure we've got Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays as well. And we always tend to update students with any developments and whatever they need to do, we message them. We've got a WhatsApp group chat. So that's been quite a massive help this year. Any other questions from anybody? If you want to ask through microphone or just type, feel free.
So yeah, quickly, if I want to join, should I just put my number in the chat or email or what?
Yeah, if you want to just message me, I don't know if you feel comfortable in the chat. It's up to you.
Go on, I'll message you. Is your email somewhere or?
It's just if you go, you can message privately on Blackboard.
I found the Enactus
I'll
email
put
as
my
well.
number.
I'll use that. Will that come to you?
I think I'll just put my number in the chat and then
Okay, I'll
anybody
send
who
you a
wants
message
to.
now, Emily.
Thank you very much.
There's my number. Anybody else?
Okay, just while people are thinking about questions, if you want, you can put any questions in the chat, or even just put your hand up if you want to use your microphone. Mohammed, I've got a couple of quick questions I think might be useful to go through. In the Enactus Society, I think there's quite a good mix of people from the UK, but also it's very popular with international students.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what do you think is so attractive to international students about Enactus?
Yeah, so like Paul just said, it's quite a mix. So we've had students from different countries in Africa. We've got students from India, Musa as well. He's from the Middle East somewhere. So I think international students, mainly the ones I've spoken to, other than using this as a career opportunity, they've seen this as an opportunity to engage with other students in the university. So I don't know if you guys have heard of another society called Bringing All Internationals Together. It's called BAIT. I was in that last year, and it was run by a girl called I'm forgetting the name. Well, yeah. So it was a society for literally anybody, but we did tend to have international students, and it was just a chance to meet people, to meet people who understood how they felt. So I think Enactus is the same. So we've got students from Nigeria, um, the Arab countries. They all come, and obviously this year has been quite distanced. So the only way was to meet online, and these societies, the societies that could run online, like Enactus, was the only way to connect to other students. So I think that's the main reason why we have many international students.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
one more thing. We welcome international students because they've seen. I'm speaking from my own personal point of view as well. We've seen issues in other countries. I know we're quite grateful to live in the UK, where we don't tend to have as many issues such as poverty on a serious level compared to countries, say, in Africa. So these students, they've seen these issues, and maybe in their own countries, they didn't have the opportunity, the investment to help those people. But whereas when they're in the UK, they have a wider range, a wider network. I think Sam just messaged me a couple of days ago, talking about a project that was set up in Kenya, but students from Enactus Society in the UK were running it, and it's that's how it is, because we're connected to more people, we have better infrastructure, and even if we can enact change not just in Salford but like say in Kenya, we're happy to do that. Is the society online? This year, yes, it was online because societies were not allowed to meet in person. Uh, yeah, I'll just answer your first question. So this year it was all online. We couldn't meet in person at all, and I don't think most of the students have seen each other in person as well. And you're a bit confused. Can you explain how Enactus Society can help us? Enactus Society, as Maham said, it can build careers, it can give you opportunities. A more specific way it can help you is Enactus UK, our parent organization. They tend to have many partner companies. So they've got Enterprise Rent-A-Car, EY, Unilever, and many, many more, as the companies like that. And these companies, they have employment opportunities for graduates. And when you join Enactus, sometimes you get a fast track application. So I think for EY, we had an opportunity where we skipped the online tests in our application. So if any students applied to, say, a placement opportunity or a graduate job, they didn't have to do the online tests other students have to do. With Enterprise, it's the same. Any opportunities, any job openings, if you're an Enactus member, you get them before it's open to the public. So even a few days before. So you have that advantage over other students. That's just the benefits of partner organizations. If you want to look at the benefits you get to your own personal self, I'll go back to the slide. Yeah, so gain skills such as leadership. So if you ask me, if you ask Jade, the leadership skills we gain this year are going to be so beneficial to us in the future, because managing a project, and in general, when you go to any job interview, one of the questions they ask is, tell us about a time where you showed leadership skills. And the time you spend at Enactus is just full of examples you can use. And personally, I've used it myself in placement applications and all interviews. Project management, that's another one. Enactus, you run projects, and if you're a project leader, co-lead, whatever you are, that's another skill you're gaining. Innovation, you're looking at issues within your community, within your country, within the world, and you have to relate the issues you've identified to the sustainable development goals and see which one you're going to target. And Enactus members, not just our Salford members, when you talk to Enactus members from across the country, they've got some really interesting ideas. Teamwork is another one. Although this year we were online, but I think we've made a quite tight-knit relationship between all members. And even though I've never met Sam, I've become really close to Sam. I've become really close to Jade, and the rest of the team. We're quite comfortable with each other, and it only takes a few days to get to know each other, and you're building a lifetime friendship. I had 2 interviews, and I had the same question. Yeah. I hope I answered your questions. Can we be part of Enactus only when we are students, so we have to leave after our graduation? So most of the students that we have, well, all of the students that we have at the moment are University of Salford students, but you can join Enactus as an alumni. So I think Jen, she's going to be leaving the university this year, but she will hopefully join as an alumni. And it's the same process to join in, where you join in through the SU membership. You can just choose that you're joining as an alumni rather than a student. I hope that answers your question.
I've just added a comment in there, Mohammed. I think as well as all of those skills, which are skills you're going to be using later on in your career, regardless of whether you're thinking about setting up your own enterprise or going into any kind of job role, management skills, market research, project management, things like communications and marketing and teamwork. They're all really good transferable skills, and like you've both Ines and you've highlighted, you're able to give evidence and examples of your ability to practice those skills that if you hadn't joined Enactus, you simply wouldn't be able to talk about that at all. And I think also a great benefit is the social side, isn't it? There are various social nights that have been online so far, but they've been great fun. And I think once the society are meeting physically regularly as well, there are quite a few more events planned on the social side, not just the project side.
Yeah, for sure. So Sam, like I said, he's already planning for next year, and he's got he wants to do a social every month, social nights. Are you continuing through summer? Yes, we will be continuing with some of the projects, and yeah, so whatever projects that we have, I think we're starting up a new project as well, relating to bikes, cycling in Salford, and the SATS project's going to continue as well. Hopefully, before the next cohort of students come in September, the university wants us students to help those incoming students as well. And I think Code Pink will slow down over the summer, obviously, because primary schools and high schools, they won't be running in July, August. But we will be having socials, hopefully social distant. But next year, Sam's got trips like TED Talks planned. I can't remember what else, but he's got a lot of things planned, and yeah, still brainstorming for ideas. Whatever trips and socials you guys have ideas for, please feel free to share, because we want to do what you guys want to do. Because it's a student society. We joke about it being a dictatorship sometimes, but we want students to tell us, to talk to us, to see what ideas they have. And that's what Enactus is about. It's about ideas. Sorry for the pause. Sorry, Emily, do you want to
just add that comment, Emily, talking about things slowing down a little bit over summer, the society will be very active in terms of planning for next year. Also an outreach campaign to get new schools recruited, because although schools aren't teaching, all the staff are still planning over the summer as well. And again, Enactus will be quite active in terms of putting a recruitment campaign together to try and capture the new intake of students joining the university in September. So there'll still be quite a bit to do, and quite a few regular meetings. And it's a great time to get involved over summer, as maybe the emphasis goes a little more towards kind of the social side as well.
Yeah, like Paul just said, it's a great time to join, because you've got time to engage with the other members and to get to know them. Maybe throughout the year, we were so engaged within the projects. We did have a few social events that were run by Musa. They were quite interesting, as Paul said. They were very fun. But over the summer, you've got a few months to get to know everybody. I think we'll be having a few socials, and we'll be prepared for September. Like Paul said again, recruitment's our biggest thing. That's our goal again next year. We want to add 40, 50, 60 students, whatever we can have. So we're prepared for the next year. We can have as many projects running as we can. So summer's a great chance to prepare. Yeah. Anybody else got any questions?
I think you've answered all those questions really well, Mohammed. I think it remains to say that, you know, if people think that they could be interested in joining Enactus, it's best to use one of those contact addresses in the chat I've placed up there. I'll just repeat those and put them in again. So if anyone's interested, just copy and paste those ways to contact Enactus, and ask if you can come along to one of the next meetings. It could be a project meeting or a social meeting. So hopefully I'll be joining the meetings as a business advisor. But hopefully I'll meet some of you attending today soon, and likewise, I'm sure Mohammed and Maham look forward to meeting you as well.
Yeah, like Paul said, you can follow any of those links, and you can message me, because if you message me, I'll just add you to the WhatsApp chat. Just message me your name, say where you've come from, and what course you do. Thank you, everybody. If that's all, Paul.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thanks for joining us, Mohammed and Maham, and thanks for joining us, everyone who's come along. I'll stay in the room. I'll just mute myself and turn my camera off. So if anyone's got any questions or want to organise any one-to-one appointments with me, please feel free to do so, and I'll be on for another 5 minutes. But otherwise, thank you very much for joining us. Have a good day.
Thank you, Paul. See ya.
My pleasure.